Stephen, you started at St Mirren at a young age. You were about 4 years old. You've obviously progressed now to the first team. What was it like for you when you made your first team debut? Well, not your debut, but when you played in the stadium for the first time for the first team?
Obviously, it was a big achievement for myself and my family because I've been at St Mirren obviously since I was 4 years old, and they've kind of gave me everything that I've got. It's kind of good to kind of repay them in that sense, to show that the hard work that they've put in has kind of came to something in the end. Obviously, me getting obviously my first game probably I think it was against St Johnstone at the stadium, and I'll always remember it because it's the first time I obviously ran out with the team and played and started. So yeah, it was a big achievement, especially when you've come through every age group, come through like loads of different coaches who've helped you at every stage, and obviously a couple of managers as well. So yeah, it was a proud moment for myself and something I'll never forget.
And how does the stadium and the pitch and the whole feel compared to some of the other places and even this league and below? You know, it's quite a decent standard.
Yeah, I've always said that I think St Mirren Park's probably one of the best in the league, like especially the grass anyway. It's always been a terrific standard last year and this year as well. As when you go to some of the other pitches, it's all kind of sandy and stuff, so you can see what the hard work with the ground staff do obviously to all the pitches, because it's been terrific basically every day, even when it's raining and stuff. But yeah, obviously it's one of the stadiums I enjoy playing at because it's a home ground, and obviously I'm a Paisley boy as well, so it was just on the road anyway. I didn't do a lot of travelling, but yeah, it's been obviously amazing to play there.
And you mentioned how you're a Paisley boy. What do you think it will mean to some of the younger people from Paisley to get the opportunity to run out on the pitch for the first time on Tuesday?
Yeah, but obviously a big achievement for them. So playing at a kind of maybe a Premier League kind of stadium, and if you're a St Mirren supporter, it's a big thing if you want to play on the pitch of the team you support. So yeah, I think all the boys in Paisley obviously that are going to be playing in it will take kind of pride in that, and I think they'll be kind of buzzing to play in it.
So Jim, we have the Street Stuff Football Festival at the Paisley 2021 Stadium on Tuesday. You were the manager for one of the teams for Saint for a day. What did it mean to those players there to play on the park?
Yeah, I think it was a big deal. Obviously, you know, they've paid out of their own pocket to come and take part in the event last weekend, and it was fantastic. It was a huge success for the club, but I think it was a great experience for the supporters. You know, as being a football fan myself, when I was growing up, you know, you dream of playing at stadiums like that, and I think to play at your own club, it must be a real special occasion.
And do you think you'll get from obviously Street Stuff that's going to incorporate younger people, young kids and whatnot, do you think there'll be even more excitement on their end being so young and stuff?
Yeah, the Street Stuff, you know, it's a great programme, and they do great things behind the scenes, and probably don't get enough credit you know, that they deserve, but I think it's fantastic for the kids to have that opportunity, and I hope a great number of them take up the opportunity to do it, because like I said, you know, we're all fans of the game, but it's not very often that you get the opportunity to actually go out and play on a professional pitch where, you know, some great names have played before.
Just finally, you mentioned there that it's a professional pitch. How good is the Paisley 2021 stadium compared to maybe some of the others in the country?
Well, we're quite fortunate at St Mirren to have, in my opinion, you know, the best groundsman in the country, and I think he's won awards in recent years for the good things that he does with the pitch. And you know, this year's been no different. It's up there, I would say, in the top 2 or 3 pitches in the country, and that's, you know, taking into consideration the kind of budget that Tommy Docherty has to work with. I think he deserves an amazing amount of credit, and you know, I hope that all those kids that do come along, I hope they have a great day and treasure it for the rest of their life.
We've got the Street Stuff Football Festival coming up on Tuesday the 3rd of May at the Paisley 2021 Stadium. What does it mean, do you think, to supporters and younger players, people that haven't played in a stadium before, to get this opportunity?
Well, I remember a way back when I was a kid, and it was many years ago, James, and I got a chance to play. It was an English stadium down at Aston Villa, and it was an incredible. My career wasn't going well at the time. I was only a kid. I was only sort of 12 at the time. But to go into side to play in a football stadium, a real stadium, was one of the highlights I even remember back to the now. And I think what it also does is it gives kids a hope for the future. I believe when somebody comes onto that park, they'll really revel in thinking this could be the changing for me. I want to be a football player and playing in this stadium, and it gives people great, as I say, I keep mentioning that word hope, but it does. I think and it's just an incredible opportunity for young people and supporters to be able to play in that stadium.
And you obviously spent most of your career at St Mirren.
Yeah.
You played at Love Street all your time. You almost
Yeah.
a wee bit envious when you look at the Paisley 2021 that's the stadium they'll get the opportunity to play in.
Yeah, very much so, but I must admit I love the old stadium as well. But you're right, when I look at our stadium, it's top quality. What an opportunity, as we say, for these young kids to go in that stadium. No, and it'll be one of the days when they get to my age, they'll remember back playing in the Paisley 21 stadium. So it's just going to be a fantastic occasion. And as I keep saying, as young players who are on that park will have that dream of coming back as to play for St Mirren.
And just finally, does that kind of again highlight the good relationship between that has been built up with street stuff, the council and the club?
Massive, and you're right. And it has to be a successful. I'll keep going back to this. And street stuff is incredible, isn't it? It's what they've done, but it's so important. St Mirren Football Club is the heart of the community, and this is just another of many things we do to get us in closer with our community, with our council, and it's vital. If we want a successful football club, we need these links in with everybody.
So Alex, we have the Street Stuff Football Festival coming up on Tuesday the 3rd of May at the Paisley 2021 Stadium. Can you just kind of tell us what it was like, your early memories as a young boy coming through, and what it was like playing on in a stadium for the first time?
Yeah, we were. I played a lot of Scottish Cup finals, and unfortunately kind of lost a lot, but I always remember going to Love Street, and that's where we played, and I always remember how big it was and how daunting. So it was just a terrific experience to go and sample a professional football club, and it was always ironic because it was at Love Street that I used to play these cup finals. So it's a good opportunity for kids to come and sample it early doors and get a feel for the place, and then hopefully one or two of them may well come through and break into our first team as well.
And what will it be like for them playing at the Paisley 2021 Stadium? What is that like compared to some of the other stadiums about at the moment?
Oh, it's terrific. I think one of the key things for our stadium is it's got the gold seal of approval. We have all the internationals there as well. They get to sample the dressing rooms, which are state of the art. It's a new environment, so they'll get to see all that as well. And if they get an opportunity, they can maybe go upstairs and see some of the lounges as well, which is also an offer at our stadium as well.
So you mentioned, you touched on it briefly about maybe if they play they might impress. How big an incentive is that for maybe some of these young people coming through? They get the chance to maybe impress and maybe come in here? Yeah,
well the thing is, as a young boy, if you just asked me about some of my experiences, every time I went to try and play, particularly at a professional environment, we're trying to impress people. Even when you got to Falkirk as a young apprentice and as a young professional, you're trying to impress people. So it's always key that when you come to these places you give your lot, and then obviously you never know who's watching, and I think that's one of the key things,